The girl with the red wedding veil on her hand is about to marry with her own groom, but actually she will marry a 15-year-old man with leprosy, Li Datou. The girl named Jiu is just 19 years old. Shortly before, she was forced to marry Li Datou by her father, because her father wanted the black donkey. The dogma and the corrupt custom of the feudal society reflect too many shadows of the traditional Chinese woman at that time. Tolerance, tenacity, easygoing, and daring to love and hate. When Jiu is sitting in the palanquin and undergoing her own fear, several strong men outside the palanquin are rocking deliberately and carrying the red palanquin on the Louis Plateau with yellow sandstorm to set out for Shili Bapo, which cannot help but let Jiu, who has been desperate, feel worse spontaneously. She has also hiding a pair of scissors in her hand. After arriving at Shili Bapo court with sorghum, they are attacked by a masked man. Fortunately, this strong man carrying the palanquin stops him in time. Also, in this fortuitous moment, Jiu and the man carrying palanquin, named Yu Zhangao, look at each other. They looked at each other for only a few seconds, but it was like love at first sight for each other. Then, they carried Jiu to Li Datou's house. After 3 days, Jiu rides home on a black donkey, which is the custom at that time. That is, the bride shall go her own home for dinner on the 3rd day after marriage. However, at this moment, a kidnapper appears out from the sorghum field next to Jiu suddenly and kidnaps her. Then, the kidnapper takes off his hood. Jiu finds that he was Yu Zhangao, who looked at him a few days ago. Jiu's mood begins to change from nervous to cheerful. Jiu seems to believe that Yu Zhanghao is the man she has chosen in her heart. So, she has an intimate encounter with Yu Zhanghao in the touring sorghum field. Strange to say, after a few days, Li Datou is suddenly killed. Jiu, who returns Shili Bapo, also becomes a widow. Jiu is not defeated by these desperate situations, but gathers her energy and leads guys to clean the house and set up wine-making cauldrons. Everyone begins to work happily. One day, Jiu begins to lead the guys to make wine. Meanwhile, Yu Zhangao comes back and urinates on the fresh brewed wine, which is meant to be the prank for Yu Zhangao. But the bottle of wine mixed urine has created a new flavor unexpectedly. So, Jiu names it up.
18里红吧.
Since then, Jiu and Yu Zhangao also become a couple. After many years, they have their own children. But unfortunately, the Japanese invader comes to Chinese territory. They destroyed a large area of sorghum, and Jiu's friend Luo Han Dage, who tried to resist, escaped alive. At this evening, Jiu takes the oath with the guys together to get revenge for Luo Han Dage. Everyone drinks the Shili Bapo and plan to fight with the enemy to the death. It is worth mentioning that the child of Jiu and Yu Zhangao is also among the men. However, the next day's result was not satisfactory. In order to deliver food to warriors, Jiu was shot dead by a machine gun from an oncoming car ahead, and her blood was mixed with Shili Bapo together. The warriors preparing to ambush the invaders saw this scene. They hold the wager and rush up the car of enemy. In the bleak sun of the storm horn, the enemy's car exploded. There is a loud bang and the surrounding environment turns red. The magical eclipse appears. The sky, the land, and the people turn red. Finally, only Yu Zhangao and his son survives. They are standing side by side and look like a statue of mud in the sorghum. This is dyed red with wine and blood.